With the slap seen around the world, Will Smith's behavior on stage at the Oscars when he took aim at Chris Rock coming under new scrutiny this morning with reactions from across the country. ABC's Alex Prochet has more. Good morning, Alex.
Good morning, Eva. As the fallout from that night continues, there's an ongoing discussion about Will Smith's actions that night, the joke, and natural hair. This morning, a fierce debate over what happened the night that Will Smith slapped Chris Rock after an unscripted joke about Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, who's been vocal about her battle with alopecia.
There's never really a good excuse for violence, and that's not a way to show love.
You don't think it was chivalry?
No, it was not.
So I think if anybody showed some real masculinity, that was what Chris Rock did.
Humans will respond emotionally to things like that, but obviously violence is never the answer.
A friend close to Rock claims the comedian was unaware of her condition.
We're talking about the Oscars last.
But days later, the incident is still the source of national attention, even finding its way into late-night comedy.
I mean, alopecia, it's not leukemia, okay? Alopecia is when your hair falls out. Appalachia, when your teeth fall out. That's there are worse things.
Discussion lit up the airwaves on the nationally syndicated radio show The Breakfast Club this week.
As far as Will, slapping Chris, that man's had enough. How long do he have to be humble?
The incident has also spurred conversation about whether this was the appropriate way for Smith to defend his wife, particularly over natural hair, a sensitive topic for many black women.
A lot of black women were appreciative of the fact that someone stood up for their wife in a very big way on a global stage, because you don't get to see that very often. You know, it really has been about feeling vulnerable in American society for a lot of these women. And again, particularly those with natural black hair.
Oscars producer Will Packer telling our TJ Holmes that this is a conversation that's long overdue, while still calling out Smith's behavior.
It's a very valid conversation because black women as a whole don't feel protected, and they haven't been protected. But you can't use it to justify inexcusable actions.
And Sunday's Oscars wasn't the first time Chris Rock joked about Jada Pinkett Smith.
Jada got mad. Jada says she's not coming, protesting. I'm like, is she on a TV show?
In 2016, Rock got laughs at her expense after she called for a boycott of the Academy Awards he hosted. But some point to Will Smith's own words as to why he may have acted out that night. I've always thought of myself as a coward. Will Smith writing in his autobiography, talking about a moment he saw his father assault his mother and how he spent years trying to atone for not stepping in. Though Sunday was shocking even for her.
That's the first time I've ever seen him go off.
And now, after a lifetime of achievement and role model behavior, some raise concerns over what kind of example has been set.
My concern going forward is, will other young black men who don't have celebrity then feel that I need, in order to be a man, need to assault someone who may send a bad word to my wife, loved one, partner, and I may need to defend in that manner.
Now, Will Smith has since apologized to Chris Rock. He's apologized and resigned from the Academy, but the discussion on this is ongoing, and you can only hope that there's some sort of reconciliation between these two titans that so many of us have grown up watching over the years. Eva?
Alex Prochet for us. Thank you. And joining us now from LA is Kelly Carter, senior entertainment reporter at ESPN and Anscape. There's a lot to unpack here. So let's start with, if you look at social media, people really have very, very different views on this. Can you talk about this great divide? And what is your take on these varied reactions?
Yeah, everybody has an opinion about this. On one side of the coin, you have people that are cheering on Will Smith for protecting black women, for speaking up for his wife, and for doing it in a very public way. And then on the other side of the coin, you have people that are saying, Chris Rock is a comedian. You know what you're going to get with him. This was an inappropriate time and place to do this, and you should never also put your hands on another human being. And everyone is very, very strong in their opinions. You're seeing a lot of these conversations play out on social media.
One of the other things you can't help but notice, there's a huge cultural divide here as well.
Yeah, African Americans in particular, it's difficult, I think, to have this conversation in a public space because these are two men who have been famous for a very long time and who have contributed greatly to the culture and to the entertainment landscape. And so there's this need to want to protect the integrity of both men. So it's difficult to have a very public conversation about this. And I think that's what people are kind of seeing play out right now.
Let's talk about what the future looks like. Will Smith resigned his membership in the Academy. So what's next for him? And can his career recover from this?
I think that his career can recover from this. I think what we probably should take away from his most recent statement is we should expect that he's going to lay low for a little bit, see if the dust settles, and then reemerge. I mean, the point of the matter is that Will Smith still is one of the world's biggest box office stars. I don't know if this one incident will be forever defining for him moving forward. But it remains to be seen. I think one thing is certain is people want to hear a little bit more from him, and people still want to hear from Chris Rock, too.
And we have a little bit more time, so I want to hear what you have to say about, like, what happens to Chris Rock next.
I mean, Chris Rock right now is coming out of this looking pretty good. I mean, he is the consummate professional. I think that's the takeaway after you listen to TJ Holmes' sit down with Will Packer, after you've heard what friends close to him like Wanda Sykes and Charlamagne have said about Chris's immediate response. Chris apologized to the host. He apologized to Will Packer that this took away from a moment that they all should have been able to celebrate. And so I think people are, however you feel about Chris Rock, however wrong you feel he was to make a joke on the Oscar stage on Sunday night, people are feeling like he walked out of this being a professional because he, kept his composure in a moment that clearly shocked him and shocked everyone else who was witnessing it.
To the point that people are still talking about it. Kelly Carter, thanks so much for being with us.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.